during my recent interview, the interviewer said she loves my portfolio. And because of my portfolio, she was very keen on interviewing me. And
Mhm.
imagine if I didn't participate in this program and I didn't have the portfolio.
Nahyun, thank you so much for doing this video with me. It's really good to see you. I really appreciate it.
No worries, Grant. It's my honor to actually speak about my experience that I had with you.
Great, great. So, how was that experience? Maybe how did this program compare to what you were expecting?
Actually, I've been wanting to actually participate these kind of career consulting programs for a long time.
Hmm, hmm,
Last year, when I was kind of lost on which kind of industry I would like to work with, um, I've
hmm,
actually
hmm,
called several consulting programs,
hmm,
and
hmm,
it was quite discouraging to actually even have a call with them because I knew back then I was kind of lost in my career, so I needed more confidence in what I have done. They gave me a negative feedback. I
hmm,
was thinking maybe it wouldn't work out for me. And then one day, it was Grant, and Grant messaged me saying, your goal is to help 10,000 Korean. I thought, why not give it a shot? Why not just have a conversation with Grant and see if it could work out for me? So I think the first consultation, uh, the chat that I had with Grant was what convinced me actually to join this program because I talked about how discouraging it was to actually have a conversation with those career coaches because they tend to let you down and discourage you to make you
hmm,
want to sign up for the program. But
hmm.
when I had the 50-minute chat with Grant, I was impressed that he listened throughout the 50 minutes and he was more confident in what I have done and thought that I have a lot more potential, which was something that I needed back then when I met Grant around July. And I think that's what's key to this program is that Grant listens and he walks you through. I think that's very encouraging when especially you're looking for other opportunities. So that's like my walkthrough of how I joined. But I
Hmm.
think in terms of the entire experiences of the program, what stood out to me is that I'm quite um, used to using ChatGPT to update my resumes, my documents, but I think what was different, what Grant was better than ChatGPT was that was that I think if you don't have a good perspective on how you could sell yourself, I think it just is you end up just updating your sentences over and over again and not know what's wrong. But I think what I enjoyed about Grant's program is that he has good insights on how to sell yourself and also how to pitch and what kind of um, perspective I should have in preparing interviews or documents. So I thought that was a key takeaway of this program is that he gives you another insight and thoughts that you haven't come across yet. So I think that's the two main things that I thought was different from the other programs that I consulted with or had experiences with.
Awesome. Love hearing that. Yeah. I really appreciate that you felt motivated and hopeful to
Yes,
join. Not, I don't believe in selling my program by beating people down. I think that's a very manipulative way to build a business.
yes, it was very discouraging actually having that short 15 minutes call or 30 minutes call. They would just go on and on and on about the wrong choices that I make. But that was the reason I actually asked for a consultation, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think the
Mm-hmm.
motivation that I had on the first session was really impressive, and that's what helped me to participate throughout the program.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how about the different program components? Maybe like all the video courses and all the documents that helped you maximize your value. How did that stuff compare to maybe some of the free resources online?
I think a lot of people will be looking into AI for updating their resumes, portfolio,
Hmm.
um, a lot of the documents. But I think what's important is that you need to understand the insights and like the strategy in terms of getting new jobs, especially in the global market. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's very different from Korean setting. You need to understand how people outside of Korea pitch their work and their career. In terms of
Hmm.
that, I think Grant is very advanced and understands Korean cultures and especially how Korean people express their career. So, um, and I think Grant is very patient because sometimes like we tend to struggle in expressing what we have done, but Grant slowly walks through the resume and shows how we could uh, maximize what we have done. I think for a specific example, I've never thought that my research assistant experience could fall under the work experience, but adding that element actually boosted up my work experience period, which helped me
Hmm.
to participate international conference where I could get like talk to recruiters. So
Hmm.
those things you can never ask ChatGPT or AI to notice those things. So that's I think what's different from AI. And regarding the lectures and the documents that Grant provides, it's very helpful because personally I'm a very structured person. So before I go to an interview, I like to lay out all the stuff that I have prepared and reviewed, and the documents that Grant attaches for the video, and it's free. It really helps structure your final document, which is very helpful. And not just not he, the if you go through the documents, you can see the reasoning behind the questions, and that helps you to think about your answers and improve your answers as you go along the interview process. So I really enjoyed not just the videos, which were very insightful, but the documents that he provides so that it's easier for me to go back and yeah, update what I have thought about, like what I should think about the questions and preparing the stuff I need to go on the way.
Awesome. I love that those were helpful for you because they took a long time to make. And as I was making them, I thought, God, I hope someone uses these someday. So I'm really glad that all those extra resources were valuable.
100%, 100%.
How about having my cacao? Because I one of my goals is I want to make sure you guys don't feel alone for any step of the process. Was that helpful at all?
Yes, it was very helpful. I think for people who are seeking jobs without like the current company or they left the company or they haven't got a job for a while, I think it's very encouraging and motivating to have the cacao because you could always reach out to Grant and talk about the things like even the minor things. And Grant is always helpful and he always answers your messages in a very timely and a very considerate manner, which was very helpful when I did things. And I think what's good about it is that um, when you apply for things and when you go for an interview, you want somebody to talk to about it, right? But it was
Hmm.
very helpful that I could talk to my career coach and feel like I'm supported. Yeah, so I think it was very helpful to have the Kakao account as well.
Awesome, awesome. Love hearing that. You mentioned earlier there are some differences in the way Koreans present themselves in in your job market versus globally. How does your understanding of selling yourself, of networking, how has that changed before joining versus today?
I think that's one of the key takeaways that I got from this program is because
Hmm.
I think important for Korean people is being polite, and sometimes wanting to be polite starts from drafting messages. And I remember trying to be so polite that I didn't message the person for like 2 or 3 days because I wasn't quite sure if I was being polite, not intimidating them, or taking away their time. But joining this program and actually letting Grant know what I've drafted and getting his feedback and then getting positive results kind of reinforced my confidence in messaging and networking and reaching out people. And
Mm-hmm.
mind you, I am a proactive person compared to like regular Korean people, but even
Mm-hmm.
then, being polite is so important. Sometimes you procrastinate and don't send your messages, but like writing and getting feedback from Grant, like doing that over and over again, I think that's something that I would not benefit just now, like what you said, Grant, but also something that I would definitely grant in like 3 or 5 years later with this program.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I completely agree. And especially with how naturally proactive you are, how good your emotional intelligence is, I think you're probably going to make hundreds of great connections over the course of your career using some of the concepts that we covered. So now that it's all done, would you recommend this program? Do you feel like it's different from the other coaches that kind of left you disappointed?
I think I'm in a special uh, position where I was very lost in my career. I was quite successful for like 3 or 4 years. I worked nonstop, and then it came to a point where I had to take a break and really examine what I wanted to do. And that's why I was kind of hesitant to do this career program because if I was not sure of what I wanted, I thought maybe joining the program was not a good idea because if you don't know what you want after the program, I thought it would not benefit me. So I think that was like the one question that I had that
Mm-hmm.
kind of prevented me to sign up and actually ask for a consultation before the program. But
Mm-hmm.
after throughout the 4 months, I'm very grateful that I participated in this program is because um, sometimes it's not just about what you want. I think when you have somebody else to watch your career and give a better understanding of your career and help you learn how to pivot your career a lot better, it can actually help you to clarify your thoughts and be motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I didn't know what I wanted at the start of this program, when I started to advance my portfolio, when I started to update my resume and then I applied for multiple jobs throughout the programs, I was able to update my resume, my portfolio along the way. And then through during my recent interview, the interviewer said she loves my portfolio. And because of my portfolio, she was very keen on interviewing me. And
Mm-hmm.
imagine if I didn't participate this program and I didn't have the portfolio and I didn't have my resume updated, then I would never have gained that feedback or had the opportunity to do the interview itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, to all those who are just wondering whether you're okay to participate this program, I think especially if you're lost and you want to know how you can jump up or find a better way to pitch yourself, I think Grant is the perfect teacher because he not only motivates you, but he kind of understands how to uh, sell yourself, and doing that process step by step kind of motivates you and brings you confidence throughout the journey. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's kind of taking a break or who wants to seek global jobs. So who speaks English, but who also doesn't know about the international way of getting jobs and opportunities.
Awesome. I really appreciate that, Nahyun. Thank you. And I would absolutely recommend you
Thank
for
you.
any position because I was really impressed with not just your work ethic and your qualifications, but you have such a good attitude. You were so easy and so pleasant to work with. I wish every client was like you. If I could just have 25 Nahyuns consistently in my calendar, endlessly on repeat, I would be perfectly happy with that because it was so fun and so fulfilling getting to work with you.
You really know how to. I wish I could talk like you so I could talk about the program a lot better.
No, it's okay. I think you did just fine. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for this video. I I really am excited to see the further progress you make in the future. I think you got a lot of exciting, successful career years ahead of you. And it was an honor to help you along early on in your career journey.
Me too. Like, I think it would have been so much different if I didn't participate in this program. I'm very glad that I felt like I've had a friend, and a teacher
Mhm.
who I could talk to. And I think that's something that you cannot get, especially when you're an adult. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so I really appreciate it.